Hey buddy, it's Joel Toppin here, and I've got Hannibal and Hamilcar, Rome versus Carthage. This is the Golden Geek edition from Phalanx Games. The update kit arrived a couple of weeks ago, and I finally got a chance to sort it all out and bring my older 20th anniversary edition up to date. So what's new in the new edition? Well, the biggest thing that'll stand out to you right away, pun intended, is the box is bigger by about an inch. So you have a considerably bigger box. This box here was too small to put all of the components in. You could not get everything in this box. And so I found I had to keep the miniatures tray separate from the box. It just wasn't any way. You either had to keep all of the cards and counters out, or you could fit the miniatures in here. I found it be most convenient to keep the miniatures separate from the box, and it was an inconvenient way to store the game. So the new version, you can get everything in here, and that is wonderful news. What else is new? A brand new Hamilcar rulebook, and the size of the rulebooks is easier to read from. It's, booklet size. It's not this huge, wide catalog-looking thing. This is a more convenient format. I found, Hamilcar hasn't been around for 20 years. The last edition of Hannibal included Hamilcar, and that was brand new. I found the original Hamilcar that came in the box of the 20th anniversary edition of Hannibal to be borderline unplayable. It had just a lot of issues with it, and I was very disappointed with that. I did find rules online, and I saw that they were working on fixing the issues and making it playable, and so that encouraged me. I was able to play the game using those rules. But now they have been published. They are much better looking than the last edition was. I think that this is going to be a lot easier to play. So I'm looking forward to reading through this and giving the First Punic War a try soon. You also get a brand new Hannibal rulebook, which is shorter. Or I should say, it's more concise. The rules are better presented for learning the game. It makes it a little bit easier to comprehend, I guess, than the original or the 20th anniversary edition was. So the impression I got from the little note sheet that was included in the update kit is that there may be things that were in the 20th edition rulebook that expanded on the game that are not in this document. But if you like those earlier rules, you can find them online. Of course, if you have the 20th edition, you already got those rules. There was nothing wrong with those rules. This is just maybe a more concise presentation of the rules in a much more convenient format. It definitely feels thinner than the 20th edition did. So that's what you get in the update kit. You also get, let me just drag the rest of the box over here. This is all the bits from the game. You get a new set of dice. So these are the new dice. The old dice, there's nothing wrong with them except that they're so big that if you use, say, a little dice tower like that, these dice they just won't work in it. They're too big to fall down the tumbler, and I think other players were having that issue. So nothing technically wrong with these. If you like big dice, awesome. If you use a tower or something, you probably are going to prefer this. The one die is still unnaturally large, but they probably had to do it that way because of the symbols that are engraved on it. Anyway, this is something new in the edition from Phalanx, the Golden Geek edition. The update kit, there's a slight change to the map on the Hamilcar side, and so this is a nice big thick map patch. It's not a sticker that you got to stick on. It's just, you just put this over the center of the board, and this will bring the map up to date without having to send you a whole new map. So that was nice to have. And the rest of it is just updated cards. There is quite a few cards that were updated from the Hamilcar game. So there's, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head, I think it's card number 92 to 111, something like that, were all updated. But in addition to that, I think the cards now go up to 147. So there's quite a few cards that are just for Hamilcar. And I think that's going to make Hamilcar a lot easier to play, because if memory serves, in the older edition, you had to take some of the cards from Hannibal and some of the cards from Hamilcar. And it's not always easy to tell which are which. Just show you briefly what I'm talking about. There's a tiny little symbol down in the lower left-hand corner. You see it's a little ship. So that tells you it's for Hamilcar. Whereas if you see the little elephant, like on this guy here, then that tells you that's for the Hannibal game. And that's one way that you can tell the difference between them. So bottom line is the new edition has quite a few more cards for the Hamilcar game. Hamilcar game has been updated. And the strategy cards, or tactics, I think they're called tactics cards actually. These are for the naval battles that are used in the Hamilcar game. So naval battles are very abstract in Hannibal, but in Hamilcar they're a bit more involved. It doesn't use the same system as land battles. It's something different. I haven't played it recently enough to tell you about it in this video, but I do remember it used a deck of 18 cards that would influence the outcome of the battle. And so the new edition has updated all of those 18 cards plus 2 new ones. So that's what you're going to get with the updated kit. The last thing is you also have well, it's down here, it's a scenario booklet. And again, it's the same size format as these, so it's more easily read, I guess you could say. And there's 2 new play aids to bring everything up to date. So there you go. And again, if you're getting the update kit, or if you're interested in what the update kit looks like, you can get everything in the box, including the little boxes that include the Kickstarter miniatures. I don't know, I just like to hang on to those. They look kind of cool. So the Claudius Pulcher, leader, and Philip the Fifth of Macedon. Keep their little miniature boxes in there, and the tray that holds all the minis fits in the box with the map, counters all bagged, cards sorted and bagged, rule books. When I arrange everything neatly, it's just kind of thrown in there right now, but if I arrange everything neatly, it will fit inside the box. And so I think that is a nifty little upgrade to a well-loved game. So really, I'm looking forward to taking Hamilcar for a spin. I really enjoy Hannibal. I think I have all of the editions of it. I have the Avalon Hill, the Valley Games, and now apparently both editions of the Phalanx Games. So really, really great game. Definitely should check it out. Phalanx is putting out some good products, and I'm encouraged by what they got here. One last caveat. I almost forgot to mention this. There is... Everyone loves to find a sticker sheet inside their game. There is a sticker sheet with patches to put on 3 different cards. I looked at the text of the original cards and these stickers. The changes are really minimal. In fact, I wouldn't even call them changes. I would call them clarifications. So you may not even have to use these stickers. I went ahead and used them because my cards are sleeved, so it's not going to make any difference. And they fit nicely onto the card. It was really easy to apply them. However, if you're not inclined to do so, you could just hold on to this sticker sheet as a reference for clarification on 3 different cards. One's a leader, one's a single card in the Hannibal game, and one's a single card in the Hamilcar game. And that was the only minor, I guess you'd call a minor disappointment that was in the Golden Geek Edition update kit. So there you go. Look at Hannibal and Hamilcar from Phalanx Games.